It's your boy J Best, your boy Real, and your boy Jerick, and welcome back to the Straight to the Point podcast, season 3, episode 52. On today's episode, we'll be doing a Keep 3, Cut 3 NFL edition and the NBA edition. And following that, we're going to talk about the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, all right? But before we get into any of that, as always, we want to thank God for waking us up this morning, allowing us to talk about sports, which is something that we love to do. And without him, we would not be here right now. Fellas, y'all ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
All right, we're gonna start this thing off with our Keep 3, Cut 3, and we're gonna do an NBA edition. All right, so for this NBA edition, we're gonna do current NBA guards. All right, so there's no legends in this. It is current NBA guards. Y'all know the drill. I'm gonna say a name, and y'all gonna let me know if you want to keep them or cut them without knowing the next name. All right, I got 6 names up. Y'all ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, first name up. Keep or cut? Trae Young.
I love Trae Young, so I'm gonna say keep, but it's up to you, bro. What you got to say about Trae Young?
I'm not mad at that. We can keep Trae Young.
All
I'm not
right,
mad at that. He's nice. We can keep Trae Young.
All right, next up. Keep or cut? Cade Cunningham. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one.
Hey, Jared, we can't just keep everybody.
I know K, my dog, but yeah, we're gonna have to cut K. We're gonna have to cut
Got
him.
to, got to.
That hard, but yeah, we're gonna have to cut him.
All right, bet. Next up, keep or cut? Tyrese Maxey.
We gotta
All right,
cut.
we got to. We just cut Cade Cunningham. We gotta cut
We gotta
him.
cut him. We gotta cut him. He's not better than Trae Young, and that's like our standard right now for who we're gonna keep him cut. So yeah, we're gonna cut him.
What's up? What's up?
All right, respect. Keep or cut? Devin Booker.
We gotta keep him
Keep him.
because we
Yeah.
don't know how bad the rest of the list could be. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but we're gonna keep D Wood.
We'll keep him.
Okay. Next up, keep or cut? Tyrese Halliburton. Hallie. Yeah, what y'all got?
What the hell, Burton? You was just saying it, Jared. What we doing?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. It's up to you. We can go about it's up to you how we can go about this. I wouldn't be mad if you wanted to cut him, and if you're gonna keep him, I'm definitely not mad.
All right, look. Let's keep him just because he might have like a funny one at the last one. All right, let's keep him. Let's keep him.
I'm not mad at it at all.
All right. So with that being said, y'all have kept Trae Young. All right. You have kept Devin Booker. You have kept Tyrese Halliburton. All right. Y'all have cut Cade Cunningham. Y'all have cut Tyrese Maxey. And for the last name, y'all just cut Jalen Brunson. All right. So that's your keep 3, cut 3. Y'all might want to. I think y'all made a
I'm not
mistake.
mad at it though.
Nah, he
Hey,
said the
bro,
movie.
Tyrese just had a 30-point triple double, bro.
Facts.
Like we said, Holly!
What the hell?
All right.
Holly!
All right. All right, we're about to transition over to the NFL. All right, next we got Keep 3, Cut 3 NFL edition. All right. This right here is going to be current NFL QBs. All right. So there's no legends, no Hall of Famers in here. This is current NFL QBs. All right. First up, keep or cut CJ Stroud.
Okay,
We're gonna cut him.
we're gonna
We're gonna
cut.
cut him, yeah.
Jerry, that was pretty quick. You a
We're
CJ
gonna
guy.
cut him. Yeah, great first year. Second year struggled a little bit, and I feel like there's a lot of names that we can put over him right now. We're gonna cut him.
100%.
Okay. Next up, keep or cut Jaden Daniels.
We're gonna keep him. Come
We'll
on.
keep him. All right, that's not bad. We'll keep him. Great, crazy first year. We'll keep him. We'll keep him.
Come on.
I'm not mad at that.
All right. Next up, keep or cut Jared Goff.
Cut. We're gonna cut him. We're gonna cut him.
All right.
We're gonna cut him.
Next up, keep or cut Justin Herbert.
It's up to you. Completely up to you. I'm cool.
He's very, very talented, but we're gonna cut him.
Cut him.
We're gonna cut him. It's very unfortunate. We're gonna cut him.
Okay, so mind y'all have made 3 cuts already.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have cut Jared Goff. Y'all have cut C.J. Stroud. Y'all just cut Justin Herbert, which means these last 2 QBs y'all got to keep off rip. All right.
That's fine.
The next QB up that y'all have to keep now is Dak Prescott.
Okay.
And then the next QB up that y'all have to keep It's Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at all.
What division is that again, Jalen?
What division is who?
The NFC, the Cowboys. That's
NFC East. NFC
we got a
East.
division of the NFC East QBs.
Right, literally all three. All
I'm
three
not
QBs.
mad at it because I feel like we can't really say like Justin Herbert's miles ahead of Dak Prescott. In my opinion, Jared Goff and Dak Prescott, that's like so yeah, I'm not mad at it at all. I think this one for sure is a correct list. And I think everybody would agree.
100%.
All right, y'all. We're going back to the NBA. Okay, we're gonna talk about the Western Conference Finals. Of course, that's all that's on TV. All right, starting off in the Western Conference, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder.
OKC, ah! Come on! Jalen Williams not ready, right? He's too young, right? He's too young, right? St. Holmgren too young, right? He wasn't ready when he missed them 2 free throws against Denver, right? Game 1, I told you overreacted. I was tripping though, right? We're not ready. We too young, right? I told you we got our experience last year. We too young though, right? Mark Dagnall is too young. He got pissy seats. Remember that, right? Remember you trying to play my coach? Remember that? Yeah. Something you don't know. I told you to go do your homework. The Thunder have the greatest defense ever. We gave the MVP, the 3-time MVP trouble. We gave Ja Morant trouble. We gave Anthony Edwards trouble. Anthony Edwards is ducking post-game interviews. Anthony Edwards did not do a post-game interview. Game 2. Do your homework. We swept Ja Morant home, man. We sent the 3-time NBA MVP home in Nikola Jokic. We finna send home Anthony Edwards. This is supposed to be that Michael Jordan. This Michael Jordan. Anthony Edwards is Michael Jordan. Come on, man. Say Williams, Chet, Isaiah Hartenstein, Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Jalen Williams. I told you, 1 through 10, we got the best roster in the NBA. In the playoffs, it matters. You got to be deep. We got the youngest big 3, and we got the best big 3 in the NBA. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren, the best big 3 in the NBA. Somebody call my bluff. Somebody get in the comments right now. Come on. Tell me I'm lying.
All right, did you get it all out? You good? You got it all out?
Oh, come on, man.
All right. So, as I was saying, all right, the Oklahoma City Thunder is up 3-1 against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. All right. So, fellas, we're going to answer this question. Jared, we're going to start with you because you're a little quiet over there. All right. We're going to let Real calm down.
Rules and vibes. Remember that.
We gonna let Real, calm down a little bit. And we're going to go with Jared. So, Jared, let me know. This 3-1 lead, is this more about the Timberwolves or the Thunder?
I think we can all agree this is about the Timberwolves. The Thunder, they're playing great, don't get me wrong. But this is how we should expect them to play. Being the best team in the NBA, being the number 1 seed, having the MVP, this is how they're supposed to be playing. Like, we thought they were too young. We thought they were going to fold a little bit, fold under the pressure. But this is how they're supposed to be playing. So I feel like this is more so the Timberwolves not living up to the challenge. I mean, like, game 4, like, the fact that the game was so close, but yet the best 2 players for the Timberwolves had such terrible games. At halftime, Anthony Edwards only took 2 shots. What are we doing here? I understand the Thunder switched it up a little bit. They were throwing quite a few double teams at him. They were blitzing him a lot, increasing the pressure, sending over more help when he drove, making him make the correct basketball play. But you gotta go get it. I would respect it more if you was 1 for 7, and then we just talk about how good their defense is from preventing you from making shots. But you're trying to tell me that their defense is so good that you can't take shots? Mind you, we're trying to compare you to Jordan and Kobe. I've seen Kobe shoot over 3-4 people before. Because Kobe was gonna make sure he went and got his. There is no game where you can say Kobe didn't try to go get his. So some people would say Kobe tried to go get his a little bit too much and call him a ball hog. I feel like Anthony Edwards needs to adopt that type of mentality that we thought he had. We called the shot a little bit too early. And when he went against a team with real tough defense, he's shying away from the moment, I feel like. And then Julius Randle, Lord have mercy. This is the ultimate scam. Like, This is the biggest scam I've seen so far in recent history. Round 1 and 2, this man was playing out of his mind. Mind y'all, round 1 and 2, there was times where Anthony Edwards was not having a good games, and he was stepping up big time for this team. So I'm thinking going into this Thunder series, oh, he's ready to hoop. He want to go get him one. He trying to get himself to a championship. Psych. The man lied. The man fooled us all. The man pulled off the biggest April Fool's prank in the month of May. He's playing terrible. He's playing god awful. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he's doing out there. I don't know like how he needs to fix it. If it can be fixed, I think he's just trying to show us who he is, type of player he is. I mean, I hate to say it, but you were correct. This is the Julius Randle we all know, and eventually it was going to come out. But I mean, I'm not taking away anything from the Thunder when I say that this is more so about the Timberwolves. But it's just letting us know the Timberwolves aren't ready. They need to go back to the drawing board. Anthony Edwards needs to find it in himself to go out there and compete. Julius Randle needs to find it in himself to be better. But the Thunder are taking care of business, and they're doing what they're supposed to do. So, kudos to the Thunder, Timberwolves. You let me down. You let me down big time. Now we got to hear this man's mouth because his team is gonna make it to the NBA championship. This is a doggone shame.
All right, bro. The floor is yours, bro. Well deserved. The floor is yours.
Yeah, we're gonna make it to the NBA championship and win it. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it's more about the Thunder. Like I've been saying all season, I don't think no team's better than them. If they just continue to play their game, like I said a couple of segments ago, we got the best defense ever, like of all time. Go Tech. We lead the league in turnovers. Like this is the greatest margin it's ever been. We're the most handsiest team from 1 through 5. And if you put the ball down on the floor against us, we're gonna go take it. So I'm 100% say it's the Thunder. Our bench is way better. I've said it. We got the best player in the series. We got the second best player in the series. We got the third best player in the series. We got the best coach in the series. We're just all around better. And look, Minnesota's superstars, everybody thought because they were going crazy all playoffs, they were going to come into OKC and they had something for us. You were wrong. Anthony Edwards, out of 4 games, 2 of them, he went under 20 points. Julius Randle, out of 4 games, 2 of them, he went under 10 points. Come on, bro. Come on. And we're trying to compare these players. We're trying to compare Anthony Edwards to Michael Jordan. Like, we need
Talk
to
to
slow
him.
down on that.
Talk to him.
We need to completely slow down on that. We thought he was going to run through Luka and them last year. They sent him home in 5. It looks
Talk
like
to
he's going to
him.
get home in 5 again. So just dead that Anthony Edwards stuff. Anthony Edwards, I ain't going to lie. I hate how you be trying to play the whole tough narrative. You played tough with LeBron. You played tough with Jimmy Butler and Stephen Curry. You came to OKC. You ain't do nothing. You sat down like a little boy. You didn't even do your post-game interview game 2. Man, come on. You know it's not about the Timberwolves. It's all about the Thunder. Come on, man.
All right. So first of all, Jared, me and Rail tried to tell you the Thunder's the best team in the West all year. We've been trying. Me and Rail been trying to tell you this since day
Whoa,
one.
real. Don't let him slide by on this. Don't let him hop on the train.
We've been
No,
trying to
no,
tell you
no, buddy. You did
SGA
not
the
say
best
that.
player in the West. We've been trying to tell you
No, sir, buddy. All people gotta do is roll back the clips from a week ago. You was talking about the Nuggets. Stop it.
Stop.
It.
He
All
said
right,
game one. Game one.
this. Right?
I'm talking. Hey, look, Jabez. Before game 7 of the Clippers and Nuggets ended, though, you were saying Nuggets got y'all. Nuggets got y'all.
I did. I did. And hey, at least the team that I thought that would take y'all down went 7 games. This
Facts.
guy's team, this guy right here, his team ain't even going 5. Oh, he going 6. Not going 6. It's going 5. All right, but I agree with both of y'all. Okay, Rail, you're 100% right. This Thunder's defense is a problem, right? And I've ignored it this year, right? Because I told you things don't slow down in the playoffs, and I thought that they wouldn't be able to get all the transition buckets that they've been getting, but they're still doing it. They did it. I believe it was game 7, right, against the Nuggets. And I was sitting there with Jared Washington. We was doing it TikTok live. And when they went on that run, I think it was the second quarter, they went on a run, or beginning of the third. They won a big run, and Jared was like, "It's good, it's good. Just make it through the run, make it through the run." And I like Jared. This is not a run where the Nuggets just missing their shots and OKC is hot. This is a run where the Thunder are taking the ball from them. Like they are literally taking the ball from Jokic and they're getting layups. Like This is bad. And best believe y'all ran away with that game. The game wasn't even close in the second half. Right. And I'm seeing the same thing in this series. So the Thunder's defense, kudos to him. And shout out to Shea. And shout out to, you know what? Forget Shea. Forget Shea. Shout out to J Dub, man. J Dub, look, he proved me wrong. He proved Jared, we gotta be real. We gotta be real, dog. We gotta be real. We did not think J Dub was like this. I didn't. I'll be the first one to admit it. I was wrong. 100%. I, will- I will admit it, bro. Like J Dub is nice. Let's just be real. But to answer this question, I'm gonna go with it's more about the Timberwolves. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not discrediting the Thunder at all. The Thunder taking care of business, but I'm gonna tell you why it's about the Timberwolves. All right. In game, let's just focus on game 4. All right. This is a must-win game. Right. You do not want to go down 3-1 going back to OKC. You want to tie this series up so then it might go 6, right? But most likely it'll probably go 7 if y'all win game 4, the Timberwolves. All right. In this game, let's just talk about the 2 stars on both sides. Right? For Shea and J Dub, they had a combined amount of 74 points. All right. They went 26 for 54 from the field. That's 48%, right? And then they also went 50% from the 3-point line. All right. So these two did their thing. They did what they were supposed to do. They did what dynamic duos are supposed to do in the playoffs. Now let's look at the other side. This is why I say it's more about the Timberwolves, because Anthony Edwards, who so many have said is the face of the league, who so many have said is one of the best players in the NBA. And I've tried to be nice. I've tried to say, slow your roll. Can we please stop doing this? Right? He's not even a top 5 player. How's he the face of the league? But people want to push that narrative so bad. Him and Julius Randle, who, as Jared said, I have been against Julius Randle since they made this trade. I didn't like this trade. I think you're better off with Cat versus Julius. You did get Dante DiVincenzo, which is a good addition, great addition, right? He had like 20 points in game 4, right? But to me, Julius is not that guy. Like, real, you and me was on TikTok live, and somebody said Julius a 3-time All-Star. We was like, what? We said, how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? And best believe we looked it up and saw he a 3-time All-Star. I can't tell. But Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle combined for 21 points. 21 points. Not one of them. Both of them combined for 21 points. They went 6 for 20 from the field. That's 30%. And then 10% from the 3-point line. Do you realize that the dynamic duo on this side took 54 shots? This side took 20 shots. You know what that means to me? That means you're nervous. You're scared. That's what you're scared to take shots. That's what it means, especially from Ant. Like Julius, I expect this. Like Julius, bro, you're not what people thought you were. Because through the Warrior series and through the Lakers series, people thought Julius, that's a nice addition. That's a great addition. This is what they needed. It's that piece they needed, right? Well, he's proven it wrong. He's had 2 games this series with below 10 points. You can't do that as a all-star, right? You just cannot do that. All right, but on Ant's side of it, in the fourth quarter, in that game 4, the game was close throughout the whole fourth quarter, right? Ant did not take a shot from 5 minutes and 12 seconds in the fourth quarter to 29 seconds. That whole chunk of time, he did not shoot the ball, Jarek. And I'm talking to you, but you said Ant one of them ones. That's what you said. You stood 10 toes down on Ant being one of them ones, and he's not taking a shot. Like Shea is killing them. He's killing them. He has 40 points, and you know he want to shoot the ball. Like, that's my biggest problem. Like, you're not even taking shots. But like Real said, this is the next Michael Jordan. And the reason why I say that is because he has that killer mentality, right? He has that I'm going to take it to whoever it is kind of mentality. And he wasn't doing it. He wasn't doing it. Like, it was smelling so bad. Like, it was pissy sheets is what I smelled in that fourth quarter from Anthony Edwards. All right. And this back to my point, where he's not the face of the NBA. Face of the NBA can't do this. And also in the fourth quarter in game 1, that game had got within 9 points. That's winnable, right? In the fourth quarter, you're down 9 points. You can win that game. Rail says it all the time. The average swing is what, 13 points?
Yes, sir.
Right? In that fourth quarter, he had 0 points. 0. He turned his ankle in the first half. So he had time, and he came back, he played, and I couldn't really tell it was bothering him that much. But in the fourth quarter, he had 0 points. Like in 2 of these games, you wet the bed in the fourth quarter. And this is, like Real said, last year against Luka and this year against Shea. It's not even a debate on who's the best player in the series. Like with Indiana and the Knicks, we're about to talk about them next. With Tyrese and Jalen Brunson, you can still argue Jalen Brunson has been the best player in this series. You can still argue a little bit, just a little bit. right?
100%.
He has like I think 3 out of the 4 games he has 30-point games. Like he's been hooping, so you can still argue that even though Jalen Brunson's losing, he's still hooping. It has been not a debate that Shea is the best player in this series, and it's a gap between Shea and Anthony Edwards, who is so-called face of the league, right? So, Jared, I was with you when you said like 6 games, 7 games, but I thought it would be the Thunder. I thought it would go that far, but I thought it would be the Thunder. But this thing is over in 5. Like it's not going back to Minnesota. And Jared actually asked me a question earlier. He said, "So Jalen, what if Minnesota win Game 5?" I said, so what? It's over in 6. Like, what are you trying to say? Because you know what he sound like? He sound like them clowns that said after the Timberwolves won Game 3, right? Remember they had that big blowout, that 40-point win, right? They said, "Oh, Timberwolves in 6. That's sweet." That Shea was getting all them calls in Oklahoma, right? We in Minnesota now. It's gonna be Timberwolves in 6. Timberwolves in 6. I'm like, did y'all not watch the first 2 games? Like, we gonna just forget about the first 2 games. All we care about is Game 3. And best believe in Game 4, Shea went out there and gave him 40. J Dub went out there and gave him 34. Like, it's just obvious on who's the best team in this series. And I want to ask y'all a question before we move on. With this whole face of the league thing, right? Because once again, people want to just hand it over to Anthony Edwards. He ain't done nothing yet, right? Like I said, 2 bad conference finals performances. You both out of N5, right? Is it okay for the NBA to have, for the face of the league of the NBA to be an international player? Like, do y'all think that's okay? I'm gonna start with Jared. Jared, do you think that's okay, or does it have to be an American player?
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. They're not. They're not. When we talk about them, they're NBA players, correct? Like
Yes.
they're in
What?
the league, correct? When
Yep.
we talk about them, we're not talking about Shea from Canada. We're talking about Shea from Oklahoma. We're not
Yep.
talking about Nikola Jokic from where he from, Serbia, Slovenia, wherever he's from. We're talking about Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets. So I don't see a problem with that. Honestly, I feel like like even after this season, the face of the NBA for the past 5 or so years has been Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
Past maybe 4, maybe 3-ish years, it's been Nikola Jokic. Like he's been the face. If we want to talk about face of the league, he's been the face of the league. Like I feel like the face of the league isn't necessarily somebody that like every year, whenever there's a new big star that really takes over. I wouldn't say that they're the face of the league. I feel like it's somebody that's been consistently at the top, and Nikola Jokic has been consistently at the top. Like when we look at past faces of the league, like LeBron, every single year LeBron didn't have the best season, but it was still LeBron. He was still consistently at the top. So LeBron was the face of the league. So I definitely feel like we should have been said Nikola Jokic is the face of the league. If we're trying to already take that away from LeBron while he's still playing, I thought we should have been gave it to Nikola Jokic because there's no problem with an international player being the face of the league because we're talking about them over here on their team
Yeah.
in the NBA. So I have no problem with that at all.
Yeah. But do you think the world has a problem with it? Do you think the media has a problem with it? Because why did we try to give
I don't
Anthony
think the
Edwards?
media has a problem with it. I think the media are trying to find matches. They're trying to find. They always want to find that next. Okay, this whole Anthony Edwards agenda is just because they remind him of Michael Jordan, because of this so-called competitive edge, because of this I'm gonna go out here and get what I want to get whenever I want to get it type of mentality that we thought he had. At least he has in the regular season. Maybe when he's playing a team that's not as good as him. Like that's what they're trying to do. They try to like people were saying that this is like Michael Jordan's son. Like
Yeah.
so they see these similarities in his game and in more so the off court stuff. It's more so the off court stuff than the on court stuff to me, honestly. The mentality, the way he talks trash, like the swagger, all of that is the reason why they're trying to push him to be in this next face of the league rather than us just being real and saying who the best player for the past so years has been. So I don't think they have a problem with it. I just think they're trying so hard to find that next past star, that next somebody. Like if there was a upcoming somebody we would consider the next LeBron James, we're gonna be talking about them being the face, and we're gonna try to push them to be the face. So because people started putting this narrative around Anthony Edwards that he's the next Kobe Bryant, the next Michael Jordan, we automatically wanted to give him that star of the NBA type slot. So I don't think they have a problem with it. I just think they try so hard to live in the past rather than just live in the present and worrying about the future more so.
Yeah. Real, what about you?
So Jug hit it right on the head when he said, yes, like we all do think that an international player can be the face of a league because you never talk about Jokic being from Serbia or Shea being from Canada. We talk about them from Denver and Oklahoma. But to answer your question, I do 100% think that the media, the NBA, they want a national raised player being the face of the league. Because correct me if I'm wrong, we're about to get your opinion on it in a minute. But Giannis Antetokounmpo won 2 MVPs back to back, won a championship, and I feel like they kind of didn't really want to make him the face of the league. Then moving forward, Nikola Jokic has won 3 MVPs, including one the past year. I still feel like he wasn't like Derek said. He thinks Nikola should have been the face of the league the past 6 years. I feel like it hasn't been him. I feel like it's been everybody but him. I feel like within the past couple of years, they've been trying to bring Jason Tatum into the face of the league, Anthony Edwards. But if you ask me, it should be Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, these international players, because the last American-born player to win an MVP was James Harden in 2018. That was a long time ago. That was 7 years ago. So they're still trying to paint this Jason Tatum narrative, this Anthony Edwards narrative of being the face of the league, and none of them have an MVP. I'd say if we backtrack all the way to 2016, the face of the league was LeBron James and Steph Curry, right?
Yep.
Everybody wanted to be like them. Everybody wanted to play like them. Now, fast forward, is like the NBA is pushing Jason Tatum. They're pushing Anthony Edwards. That's who they're pushing. We're hearing about this Shea and Nikola as the MVP talk. We always hear that, and we hear Luka, but we never hear them being the actual face of the NBA, like actually growing into the face of the NBA. So me personally, I 100% think the media is against giving international players the chance to be the face of the NBA, but that's not to say that they don't have the power to just go become the face on their own. You know,
And
Shea has his own shoe deal with Converse, which isn't very popular. Converse isn't very popular, but Nikola Jokic, he's an international superstar. He goes to any state and everybody knows him. So
yeah, I think like if you look at the top 5 players in the league right now, today, 4 of those players are international players. 4 of them off rip, and that's on my list alone. Like in my opinion, just not in any order, but Luka, Jokic, Shea, and a healthy, I repeat, a healthy Joel Embiid to me are all 4 of them in the top 5, at least. Right. And then that 5 spot, I think LeBron is still there, but you can argue other players. But those 4 players to me are in that 5 and it's locked in. So if you're gonna be the face of the league, you gotta at least be top 5. Like MJ was the face of the league, he was always top 5. You can never say MJ was not top 5 in the league, right? LeBron James, face of the league, right? He was always top 5. He was never outside of the top 5. Ant is not top 5 to me. Tatum, you can make an argument he's number 5, but there's some players you can put ahead of him if you wanted to, right? So either you're gonna be top 5 and consistently in the best player conversation, or you're gonna be getting the accomplishments, right? As Rail says, in 2018, it's been international players winning the MVP. So Jokic, who has 3 of them, right? He can be the face of the league. He has 3 of them. We are consistently talking about him winning MVPs, right? Even though Luka does not have a MVP, he doesn't have a championship. Luka can also be in this conversation because he's one of the best players. He's doing things we haven't seen other players do. He's putting up numbers that we have not seen. Yes, 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 I can. Yes,
No,
I
you can't.
can.
You can't sit up here and put Luca in the conversation, and then we just dog people for putting Jay Tatum in the conversation.
Wait,
We can't
whoa,
do
whoa,
that.
whoa,
We
whoa.
can't
Hold
do
it
that.
up.
Luca's accomplished nothing. He's done nothing in this league. Stop. No, stop pushing
Wait,
it.
time
Is he
out.
one of the
Time
best
out.
players in the league? Yes, but we can't push him to be face of the league. He hasn't done nothing. He hasn't
Out.
won anything.
If you wait a second, I'm gonna give Tatum his love. I'm just trying to prove a point that there's players that have accomplishments over the past couple of years. Jokic, we're talking about his MVPs. Jokic just won a championship, right? So Jokic has accomplished the most to me in this past couple 5 year span, and he could be the face. Luca has the talent to be the face. He doesn't have the accomplishments. So like we're talking about Ant. Ant doesn't have the accomplishments, but we swear up and down he has the talent. There's a better argument for Luca versus Ant because I think Luca is just better than Ant regardless, and he's consistently in that top 5 conversation. Then I was going to say before I was interrupted over there, Tatum has a better argument than Anthony Edwards, in my opinion. Because Tatum just won a championship last year and was supposed to make a running for it this year, but things happened. He got hurt. I mean, him getting hurt didn't change nothing, but they did lose in the second round, and he was the favorite this whole entire year to go back to back. Like a lot of people thought they was gonna go back to back. So Tatum has a better argument than Ant to me, but I do think that there's players that we can put in this argument that are not American, and it should be like that, right? But just wrap this up real quick with Anthony Edwards, because Jerry brought up the MJ mentality. I do want to read this quote real quick, then we'll move on to the next one. This is after game 4, after his little interview in the locker room, right? I guess he was talking about him struggling in this game. He said, I don't really look at it like I struggled. He said, I didn't get enough shots to say that I struggled. He said, so that might be how you guys look at it. But yeah, I didn't struggle at all. I just made the right play. What? He said that. That MJ's son said that.
Go to the next topic.
Yeah. That's
Go to the next topic.
ridiculous. And and I just want to emphasize this one more time. I had nothing against Ant until he got into this conversation of being the face of the league. Like that's what makes me mad. Is when we put guys in places that should not be there, and we ignore the other guys that's putting in the work, that's winning, that's actually getting MVPs, getting championships. We just ignore them because we want this guy who looks like Michael Jordan, plays like Michael Jordan, to be face of the league when he's not even top 5 in the league. This don't make sense to me. So I will be extra hard on him because y'all elevated him to this place where he shouldn't be. But Jerry, honestly, I don't want to go to the next topic because I'm more mad about this next topic than I am about this topic. And I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. All right. Now we're gonna go over to
Howie!
oh my god. I'm about to be sick, bro. We're going over we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. And the
Say it. Come on, spit it out. Let's go.
the Pacers
Mm-hmm.
are up 3-1 against the New York Knicks. Real, the floor is yours, man. Please tell me what is happening. How surprising is this Pacers 3-1 lead?
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what's happening, and it's really, really surprising. But it's surprising on paper. If you were to just go and strictly watch basketball, it's not surprising at all. And this is why. We talk about it all the time. Indiana is a well-coached team. Their coach, Rick Carlisle, he won a championship with Dallas. And the way he has his Pacers team playing, he has them playing really, really good. And he plays all 10 players on his team. He plays everybody. And I think the one thing that's really getting away from all these other teams, they're playing so fast. Like the Pacers play at such a high pace. It doesn't matter who you put on Tyrese Halliburton because they play so fast. They play so up and down that you could put OG Anunoby on them, Mikal Bridges on them, and the way that they just flow and run these pick and rolls and have Siakam running all the way around, it doesn't matter because it's all about schemes. And he draws his players up really, really good, and he gets them down the court fast, and they get shots up. If you watch their games, they get shots up with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Like they play really, really fast. So, and that they probably got one of the best pure point guards in the league running their offense. He's making the right play every single play. Coming off the game 4 today, Tyrese Halliburton had a 30-point triple-double. At halftime, though, he had 20, 10, and 10 at halftime. At halftime with 0 turnovers. And I read a stat earlier this year during the regular season. He's already past 99% of NBA history with 20 and 10 games with 0 turnovers. So he's crazy. And like Jay Best was saying earlier, it's not a debate of Tyrese Halliburton has been better than Jalen Brunson. It's not that debate at all. It's been the Pacers have been better than the Knicks, and their schemes have been a lot better than the Knicks. And the Knicks just can't keep up. They look way too slow. And I think that's the reason why Cat has been benched a couple of times this series. He's just too slow to keep up.
All right, Jared, you seem to really like grasp what's happening right now. And me and Real are kind of we're still kind of sitting here like, bro, the Pacers up 3-1. You don't really seem that thrown off. Tell me why.
I wasn't that thrown off. Once I saw this happen against the Cavs, I knew this had the potential to happen. Mind y'all, we were at Jalen's graduation dinner, and one of our cousins asked us, "Who do we have in the series?" We both said Knicks. They said they have the Pacers. When they said that, I said I'm not shocked at all. And Jalen looked at me like, "What? Like, are you serious?" I'm not shocked at all because, like Real said, the way this team plays, like we talk about this all the time, Jalen. This team, we know Tyrese Halliburton is their star, but sometimes when you look at the stat sheet, it doesn't scream out star. It doesn't scream I'm the number one of this team because there's some games he only has like 12 shot attempts. He's very non-selfish, and they have guys constantly that can just go. Like they have anybody on that team at any moment can go. That's what's so scary. Halliburton had a 30-point triple-double tonight. Game 2, Pascal Siakam had 39 points. Game 1, Andrew Nembhard. No, Naismith. He went off. He had 6 straight threes. Like this team has guys that can go. And that is what's so scary. Like Rose said, they play very fast. There's countless times where I'm eating my food and I see the Knicks, I see Jalen Brunson score. Next thing you know, I look down, I start eating. 4 seconds later, the Pacers have scored and the Knicks are taking the ball out. Like it's very, very scary, like how fast this team can play and their potential. Like I said, it's the whole collective. Like this is a team that they use everybody. They play with everybody. There's countless times where I see Jalen Brunson coming on the court. Once he catches that ball, the ball doesn't touch nobody else's hands. That's never the case for the Pacers. There's 2, 3 people touching the ball every single possession, and their ball movement is very crazy. And then also their defense on the others, I feel like. Because this is a series about, for the Knicks, the others, they tend to be struggling. Yeah, there's a couple games where the others they'll get their fair share, but overall, they're not all playing good. Jalen Brunson, he's getting his. Like we said, in 3 of the 4 games, Jalen Brunson had 30-plus points. Like, he's getting his. And Indiana's, they're allowing it to happen. They're not really seeing traps. They're not really doing anything schematically trying to stop Jalen Brunson and shut him down. No, they're allowing him to go one-on-one. But they're not trying to let the others eat. That's like, there's ways you can win games. You can either shut down the star and force others to eat, or you can let the star eat and shut down the others. Because the star isn't going to go out there and drop 120 points. It's not going to happen. If you can shut down the others, it will be a problem. And the others have struggled. I mean, Carney Towns, he had some solid games. He had some big games. Sunday, that was a big game by Carney Towns. But like you said, it's the matchups. This is a game of the matchups. And like I said, they have a bunch of people that can go. I feel like with this Pacers team, you can't really focus on one single person. Like it's everybody that's eating. We got everybody making threes. They play in transition a lot. Tyrese Halliburton, like you said, he's gonna make the correct play. He's always finding a way to get somebody open, and he can go get his. So I'm not shocked at all, honestly. Like once I saw them beat the Cavs, the way they beat the Cavs, like to me, I felt this series was gonna go the same way. Once I saw them win game 1 and 2, I knew this series was gonna go the same way. The Cavs came out and won game 3. That was the Cavs' first game back being fully healthy. They came out and won game 3, and it was kind of a convincing win too. It was like, okay, now the season is gonna be even. The series is gonna be even. The Knicks, they came back from down 20, but I knew that was them. They went out swinging game 3. I felt like same with the Timberwolves. Like the Timberwolves game 3 was so dominant because that was their last effort to me. When you're down 2-0, it's very, very hard, especially for the Knicks because they're on the road. The Knicks are on the road going into a series where you're down 2-0 and you're going on the road. I'm not gonna lie, Indiana, that's been one of the tough places to play in this postseason. Along with OKC, I feel like they're probably at the top as well. Like that's a tough place to play. And that's why I felt like I knew the Pacers were gonna win at least one. Go back to last year's against the Cavs. I knew that the Pacers were gonna win one at home because it's such a tough place to play. When they get that crowd behind them, they get to playing fast like that. It can't be stopped. So this series is like I'm not shocked at all, honestly. After I saw the way game 1 and 2 went, I'm not shocked at all. And I feel like we're gonna see a Thunder Pacers finals. And once again, if the Pacers make it competitive, I'm not shocked at all. Like I feel like we all know the Thunder will probably win the championship this year, unfortunately. But if the Pacers make it a 6-game, 7-game series, or if the Pacers surprisingly somehow find a way to win games and look like they're gonna win the championship, I won't be shocked at all again because I feel like they have the most outside of the Thunder. They have a complete team, and as we see, the two teams with a complete roster that can play more than 6, 7 guys, they're gonna end up being in the championship. So big kudos to the Pacers. I'm not surprised at all. And hey, man, Howie! Yeah. Come on, talk about him. Let's go. Give him his kudos. Give him his praise right now. I want to hear it. You tear him down. I want to hear it right now. Let's go.
Now I could sit here and feed into the foolishness that you two just spoke on this podcast. But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stand 10 toes down. Okay, I'm going to keep my perspective of this team. Going into the playoffs, Rel, you up first. What percentage did you give this team of a chance to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals?
I would have gave them a 5% chance. I thought they were going to get sent home first
Okay,
round.
that's cool. I don't even, you being nice. I don't even think you gave him 5%. I think you gave him 0%. Jared Best, Mr. Halley, going into this playoffs, what percentage did you give this team to get to the conference finals?
I had them losing first round to the Bucks. I
First
gave them a
round to
0 for sure.
Bucks. Yes.
Yeah.
First round to the Bucks. So how surprising is this 3-1 lead? Forget the 3-1 lead. How surprising is it that this team made it this far? It's crazy surprising. Do you know why? Do you know why? Let's look at this team for a second. If I would have told you that Pascal Siakam would have two 30-point games in the Eastern Conference Finals, y'all would have slapped me and said I was crazy. If I would have bet y'all $100, y'all would have said, nah, Jay Best, put 200 up there. And because I don't think Pascal Siakam will get two 30-point games. Well, guess what? He did it. Okay, in 4 games, he has two 30-point games. Might I add, one of them was 39 points. He almost had a 40-point game. What is happening? Okay, let's go back to game 1. Let's talk about game 1 for a second. All right, the Knicks are up 12 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left, or 14 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. How in the world do you lose that lead? It's impossible to lose that lead. Like if the New Orleans Pelicans, as bad as they were this year, and mind you, y'all was hurt, so no disrespect to New Orleans. If they would have been up 14, 14, with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left against the Boston Celtics, they should win that game.
100%. We going to win that game.
You're going to win that game because you should. But what happens? What happens? Aaron Naismith, okay, going into this playoffs, there's at least 40 players that we would look at and say, oh, they're probably better than Aaron Naismith, right? Nobody's saying that Aaron Naismith is a big threat going into this playoffs. Nobody was. Nobody. Not so, right? So he goes out and hits 6 straight threes in the fourth quarter. Please make it make sense. That's a Steph Curry kind of stat line, right? That's a Klay Thompson kind of stat line. Future Hall of Famer stat line. Who is Aaron Naismith? Who is it? Right? And he does that. And not only that, as y'all know, and I want to make sure I got this number right. All right, because I feel like I'm cooking right now. Aaron Naismith, this year, guess how much he averaged a game this year?
10.
10. You got 10. What you got?
12.
12? Okay. This year, he averaged 12 points. So both of y'all about right in the same area. He scored 20 in the fourth quarter by himself. He scored 20 in the fourth quarter by himself. So that game right there alone, I'm like, okay, God is clearly a Pacers fan because there's no way in the world Aaron Naismith just went out there and hit 6 straight threes. And then Tyrese Halliburton shot at the end of the game. Oh my goodness, hits the back of the iron. Jared, you played basketball longer than me and Real. Okay, I played basketball through my sophomore year of high school. You played all the way through high school. Okay, have you ever seen, out of all the shots you've taken, right? Because you put in work. I ain't gonna lie, you be going to the gym getting up shots. Have you ever hit a shot on the back of the iron and it goes straight up, like straight up? It comes straight back down the hoop. Have you ever shot a shot like that? Yes or no?
I've seen it before, but I've never shot one. No, I've seen shots hit the rim, bounce up, almost touch the shot clock, and then go in. I've seen
the back of the iron.
We've seen it before. Yeah, I've seen it before.
I'm calling a bluff. I'm calling a bluff, but
I'm
it
so
happens.
for real.
Okay, it happens. This
I'm
is this
so
is
for real.
this is along the lines of the Kawhi Leonard game winner, right? It's almost like it's a luck. Now, don't get me wrong. In basketball, luck does play a factor, right? Because every shot you shoot is not a perfect shot, right? So some of them shots that go in, some luck is playing into that. But this right here, this was luck. I'm sorry, this was not an I'm him moment. This was a lucky
Just
moment.
a little
Okay,
bit.
in
Just a little bit.
overtime, they took over and they won. Okay, game two. And you know what's funny? I'm gonna talk about Tyrese Halliburton in a second. But in game two, Halliburton had a bad game, right? Terrible game. First half, he had like 4 points, right? Pascal Siakam had like 20 something in the first half. I want to say he had like 26 in the first half. Pascal Siakam, Mr. 50 40 90, who we always joking about on this show. We always joking about him. He had 26 points in the first half. Make it make sense,
Yeah,
somebody. Listen.
that's pre All-Star break Pascal right there.
We need to
Dude,
stop making fun of him. I
you're
ain't gonna
right.
lie.
You're
That's
right.
pre All-Star break Pascal Siakam right there.
You're right. But moral of the story is, bro, the way this series is going, if anybody said this would have happened, we all would have been like, bro, shut up, get out my face. You don't know what you're talking about. Because first of all, the 3-1 lead is crazy, but how they're winning these games is crazy. Because me and Jerry talked about this at dinner today. If they win, bro, I'm not picking them to win at all. I hope they lose this 3-1 lead. That's how much I'm rooting against the Pacers. If the Pacers win the championship this year, this will be the worst championship team I've ever seen in my life. It's not even close. I think it's worse than that Raptors team with Kawhi Leonard. And the difference is, with the Raptors team with Kawhi Leonard, we knew Kawhi was going to bring it every single night, right? Then you had Siakam pitch in some nights. You had Fred VanVleet pitch in some nights, right? You had the others pitch in some nights, but Kawhi was going to do his thing every single night. Halliburton doesn't do that. And this is why I'm so against Halliburton being a superstar. I barely want to call him a star because in today's NBA, the first box you got to check on your list of stardom is putting the ball in the hoop. In today's NBA, because of how high of a scoring quality we have in NBA today, you got to be able to score the basketball, right? In today's NBA, right? Back in the day, you can have a different argument, but today, you got to be able to score the basketball. I'm gonna read you his numbers in each series. Look at how inconsistent this is. If any other star did this, we'll be killing him. If Tatum had these numbers, we will be killing him. If Luka had these numbers, we will be killing him. All right, in the Bucks series, he had 10 points in the first game, 21 points in the second game, 14 points in the third game, 17 in the fourth game, 26 in the fifth game. All right. So now one 30-point game. Now you can say I'm being greedy because I want 30 points, but in today's NBA, you gotta give me a 30-point game. If you're a star, if you're that guy, if you're that dude. Like as much as we're criticizing, and had 30 in game three for what it's worth. I mean, it ain't worth that much to me, but he had a 30-point game, right? In the next series against the Cavs, 19, 4 points. Tyrese Halliburton had 4 points, right? 11 points, then 31 points. That's all over the place. Then in this series alone, 31, 14, 20, 32. Now, kudos to him for having 30-point triple double. Like, that's the numbers that I want to see. Not he don't have to have this every single night, right? But give me 28, 9, and 6. Right? Give me 27, 10, and 11. You know what I'm saying? Give me that. But his numbers are all over the place. So looking at this team from face value, they don't have a consistent star on this team. Tyrese Halliburton is not a consistent star. He's just not. And it is what it is. Because they don't have that to begin with, it makes me look at this team sideways. Like, who gonna go shot for shot with Shea in the finals? Not Tyrese Halliburton. I know he's not going shot for shot with Shea. And
I
Ant
know
not going
you.
shot. Ant not going shot for shot with Shea. And you see what's happening to the Timberwolves, right? Tyrese Halliburton cannot go. Yeah, belt, complete belt. Like Tyrese can't go shot for shot with Shea.
He doesn't
Like,
have to.
so because they don't have that consistent star, it's why I'm so surprised they're up 3-1 right now against a consistent star in Jalen Brunson. But like you said, Aaron Naismith is giving you a 30-point game. Pascal Siakam gave you two 30-point games. Like, what is happening, bro? I can't wrap my head around this. I've watched this series through 4 games, and I still don't know what's happening. Because Rel is right. When you watch them, they play fast. They're well coached. Shout out to Rick Carlisle, right? Rel is so right. But when you put your head on that pillow at night, Jared, and you look at that Pacers roster, you were sitting there wondering how in God's name did they make it this far. This is not March Madness, bro. This is the NBA. Perfect example. And then I'm a close. I'm gonna be done. The Miami Heat a couple years ago, that team all around was not that good. But who was consistently every single night giving you buckets?
Jimmy
Playoff Jimmy.
buckets.
Playoff Jimmy. They had that guy on that team. The Pacers don't have a guy on their team. They don't. And I'm telling y'all, I'm advising y'all right now, if y'all want some free money for Game 5, bet the under on Tyrese Halliburton. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you that right now. Because prior to tonight, now he did break my little streak tonight, but prior to tonight, throughout the whole entire playoffs, y'all just heard me a couple seconds ago, he does not have a back-to-back 20-point game in this playoffs prior to this 30-point triple-double, because he had 20 points in Game 3, and he had 32 in Game 4. So he just broke that little streak, but next game, bet the under and watch what happens. But I'm done, man. Anything else y'all want to say? Because I don't know what's happening. I honestly don't.
I'm a bet. The,
You said what?
I'm a bet the under. Believe
Oh,
that.
facts. I ain't betting.
I don't know about that, y'all.
Ain't
He
no
hasn't
odds.
had, he hasn't had 2 back-to-back 20-point games all playoffs.
This is a closeout game. Go look
I
at
think-
his stats. Go look at his stats in both closeout games.
So real quick question: do y'all think it's over in 5, or do you think he just gonna have a good game?
It's over in 5.
It's over
No,
in
I
5.
think New York will win this game. In New York, they got it, but they cannot go out in New York. They can't go out like
Going
that.
out in New York.
But they can't. That's what I'm saying. They can't do
Going
that.
out in New York.
If Hallie do that, he gonna be the biggest villain.
They're going out. He's gonna take Trae Young's spot as the biggest villain in New York. They're going out in New York.
All right.
I don't know, man. I think
But I want y'all to listen to this.
Yep. And like
Chauncey
me.
Billups.
Yep.
Darvin Ham, Hubert Davis, Richard Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace. That's the team that went on to beat the Los Angeles Lakers, Shaq and Kobe, in the finals. There's no way you would have thought they would have went on and beat Shaq and Kobe in the finals. I know there isn't, but guess what? They did, because guess what? They were a well-rounded team that played together, that had a guy that could go out there and do what needed to be done in Chauncey Billups. But we're not going to look here and say Chauncey Billups was no superstar, was no top 10 player in the league, top 20. No, but they got the job done. Don't count out the well-rounded teams, man. This is what basketball should look like.
And may I ask you what year this was again?
04. 03, 04.
03 to 04?
Jerry wasn't even born yet.
Wasn't even a thought. Wasn't a thought.
At all. I got you. So, okay, I'll take that back. This is the second worst team to ever win a championship if they do win the championship. All right,
they had one of the greatest defenses ever. Like they had like aggressive defense, tough. Nobody wanted to play the bad boy Pistons. Like, bro, they're one of the greatest teams ever. Like they're called the bad boy Pistons. Like don't compare them with the Pacers.
This is the second iteration of that. This is not the original bad boy.
These are the original ones.
Not the original. This is the second. This is the second. But they did try to compare this next Pistons one to the old bad boy, right, Jerry? I'm not wrong about that.
Yeah.
But
they've once they became good, they had that. Any good Detroit Pistons team has played defense, and they because they even try to call them today the third reiteration of the bad boy Pistons, like just because they're physical and aggressive. But yeah, it happens. It happens. As in once. It happens. And it's happening again in front of your very eyes. We're alive to see it now.
It happened once, and I promise you can't find another team that did not have a dude on it and won a championship other than that Pistons team. And like Rel said, and like I would agree with, and you would agree with, that team was just amazing defensively. And I will give it to the Pacers. This team is really good at making their shots because
they're amazing offensively.
For some reason, they make their shots.
And in today's NBA, offenses win championships. Defenses won back in the day. Today, offenses win games and win championships. But one more thing about Tyrese Halliburton. You want to talk about like having a guy on that team that can go get you 30 whenever? I think he could if he took the same shot attempts that a Shea, that an Ant, that guys like that took. Go look at his shot attempts. He doesn't take that many shots every game.
He don't got the confidence.
It's what he needs to do. I've seen Tyrese make tough shots, but he doesn't do that every game because that's not what the team needs him to do. He plays winning back. Like I've seen so many people say Russell Westbrook doesn't play winning basketball, and it blew my mind. But then I thought about it. He really doesn't. Tyrese Halliburton plays winning basketball. We say he had 30-point triple-double with no turnovers.
Yeah.
That's winning basketball.
Tonight.
Tonight. He had a what? Game 2, we clown him for having a bad game. Game 2, he had a triple-double. What was it, 16 points? 16 points and triple-double? He does what needs to be done to win the game. Tonight, it was score. Game 2, it was assist and rebound more than scoring. He does what needs to be done. That's why I got respect for him, man. You should respect him out of all people because you're the biggest Matty Johnson fan I know. And Matty Johnson wasn't always out there just killing offensively. He was out there sharing the rock. He was playing winning basketball. So I don't know why you're not a fan of Tyrese Halliburton.
Once again, that is a different era of basketball.
So what?
The scoring column
last time I checked, you were a Ben Simmons fan at one point.
Was not as big of a box.
You were a Ben Simmons fan at one point, yes or no? Yes or no?
Was I a Ben Simmons fan? We first came in the league, yes.
Why?
I think we all were.
Why? No, we were. No, we were not. But why?
I think we all were. Because I believe that he...
Don't say we all.
He checked all the boxes.
All the boxes, right?
Yes, all the boxes.
Tell me how many points Ben Simmons averaged.
I'm going to say mid to high teens. That's what I'm going to say.
I'm about mid to high teens.
That's what I want to
say. 16.
That's what I want to say.
Mid to high teens, and you're saying he was that guy.
Whoa. I never said he was that. I said he will be. I never said he was that.
You said he will be off the speculation from his averaging being 16. Oh, he was an all-star when he had 16.9 points.
That's crazy. That's how Julius Randle got his all-stars because
crazy work. 16.9 points. And you said he was gonna be like that? But Tyrese Halliburton,
I believe.
God forbid Tyrese Halliburton don't have a 30-point game, and now you talking about he's not this guy.
Not even whoa.
You need to look yourself in the mirror, young man.
Not even a 30-point game. I'm talking first of all, you realize we're talking about Ben Simmons and Tyrese Halliburton in the same conversation. I hope you do realize that. Like,
you once thought. We're talking about prime Ben Simmons, all-star Ben Simmons, the guy that you said, oh my God, at one point weren't you talking about like he's like if LeBron and Magic Johnson had a baby? Isn't that what you were saying?
I did.
Isn't that what you were saying?
His playing style, I did say that. But then something happened.
You hear that, real?
Then something
LeBron
happened.
and Magic Johnson, two of the greats, if they had a baby. That's what he's talking about, Ben Simmons. But Tyrese Halliburton gets scolded when he's averaged 20 and 10. Before.
No, he gets scolded. He gets scolded
for that?
Once again, this is me, and this is my problem. Maybe I need to start ignoring people, but I get mad when media and public overhype players, including you, Jared Best. You have been overhyping Tyrese Halliburton.
What's the overhype about him?
Because you're calling this man a star. I don't think he's a star.
I think he is.
That's just me. I don't think he is. He averaged 17 and then 24 this series. To me, today in today's NBA, that's not
how many shot attempts is he averaging in these two series?
We're not about to sit here and break this down. If you're the
best player, you have to break it down. You have to break it down because to me, this season he averaged 18 points this season.
Ooh,
off of 13 shot attempts.
Go tell me what star averaged less than 20 this year, and I'll let you off the hook, and I'll let it go.
What star is a true pass first, a true traditional point guard, like Real said? What star? There is no more traditional point guards outside of Chris Paul and Tyrese Halliburton. But Trae Young isn't. He's more so on the scoring side than the assist side in my eyes.
I think Trae Young averaged more assists than Tyrese Halliburton did.
He probably does. I think it went to Nikola Jokic, Trae Young, and then Tyrese Halliburton. I think. I think so. But Trae, mind you, Trae has to do everything on his own. Trae doesn't have the team that Tyrese Halliburton has. Trae can't take a night off from scoring and just pass the rock because he has a team with guys that can go get it done. I think if you put Tyrese Halliburton in Atlanta, you would see him try to score more just because that's what it requires more. Trae Young, his role requires more from him rather than the Tyrese Halliburton. Look, man, look. Like I said, you thought Ben Simmons was gonna be that guy, and you can't even think that Tyrese Halliburton is up there.
Anything that I thought prior to August of 2022 does not apply because that was before the podcast. I was wet behind the ears. I ain't know what I was talking about. Okay, I ain't know Ben Simmons. Really? You gonna hold Ben Simmons against me, bro?
Yes, I'm going to. Yes,
That's crazy.
you were around the same age as me, saying Ben Simmons was going to be that guy, and then he had an
Yep,
epic
yep. And guess what? Guess
meltdown.
what? Guess what? You're around the same, and you're that same age that I was back then, saying
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese Halliburton is a star. And watch what's gonna happen whenever you turn about
No,
21,
no,
22.
because I've already seen Tyrese take a step back. Last season pre All Star break, I told you I said Tyrese Halliburton is looking like the best point guard in the league, and then guess what? Yeah, I know. I said it. I shouldn't even be
You
coming
said
out and saying
that?
this publicly. I
He said
said
that.
that.
He
I
said
said
it.
that. Pre All Star break, when Tyrese Halliburton was this is when he had like a stretch of like games where he went like 13 assists, 15 assists, 14, 13, 16, 17. Like he was hooping. And he got that All Star, and then he declined. And I say he sold his soul for that All Star. But now he's picking it back up. This is what I was seeing before. He's picking it back up, man. Give shout out Tyrese Halliburton. If they're not gonna do it, especially him, if he's not gonna give you credit, I'll give you credit, man. Shout out Tyrese
I give him
Halliburton.
credit for game four. Game four,
Shout
he
out
hooped.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Game four, he hooped. Ain't
Shout
no
out
doubt
Tyrese
about it.
Halliburton.
Game four, he hooped. That's what I want to see stars do.
Shout out Howie.
I want to see
Shout out. I'm
stars
trying to
put
tell
up
you right now.
star
Do
like
not bet
numbers.
the under in this closeout game.
I want
Don't
to
do
see.
it.
I want to see Tyrese put up star like numbers, and he did, and he does. But it's just not consistent enough for me to sit here and label him as a star. That's all I'm saying. And also on the TikTok live a couple days ago, right? I named 25 players that I think were better than Tyrese, and Rail said that two of them was debatable. Right, two of them was debatable, or he would not put two of them in front. So we're looking at Tyrese at best 23rd best player in the NBA. How many stars are there?
Let's just say theoretically, hypothetically, it's probably not gonna happen. Definitely not gonna happen, I think at least. But hey, I've counted them out twice and been proven wrong. Let's just say he wins the finals, gets the finals MVP. Where in the top 25 will he be now? Because he has to jump some players because he went out and got the job done. He went out and won a finals MVP. He has to jump somebody. Somebody
He,
got to.
he will jump some players, but
Mm-hmm.
I would still look at him on because that's the thing too. Because that's the case, then Jalen Brown should jump a lot of players because he got a ring, right? So we got to keep saying everybody.
We've said that people always say all the time he's on one of the best teams. Like that team has so much talent.
Hey man,
You're literally criticizing this team right now. You said when you put your head on the pillow at night, think about this roster, and you will say there's no reason why they should be here.
facts. And clearly I don't know what I'm talking about because they had two players drop 30. Two players outside of Tyrese Halliburton dropping 30 points. What other team has that? So you saying Jalen Brown's on a really good team, and clearly Tyrese on a good team too. Because Howard dude's dropping 30 left and right. I'm not. I still don't get it.
Saying anything just to keep Tyrese Halliburton out of that conversation.
I don't get. Okay, if he wins the ring, I will let him jump a couple players. But I still can name 20 players that I believe is undoubtedly better than Tyrese Halliburton. So he's like 20. To me, he's 26 through 30 range right now. He would be 20 through 25 range.
If you top 25, you're a star, right?
How many stars are there? So theoretically speaking, there would be 10. There's
I'm not saying superstar.
There's
I'm not
seven
saying superstar.
I know. There's like 7 superstars.
7 to 10, yeah, I say about 7.
7 to 10, about 7 to 10, more so on the 10 side.
We'll say about 15 to 20 stars.
I say if you're an all-star, that declares you a star. So I say about 30. Let's say about 30 people. Because it's 24 people.
Wait, go ahead.
It's 24 people make the all-star team, you know? So I'm saying, you know how it's 6 people, about 6 people, 3 from each conference who like potentially could have been an all-star, like they've been all-star before. So I think there's about 30 all-stars, and there's about probably 10 of them that's superstars. Do y'all agree, or tell me y'all opinions on that?
I feel you. I rock with that. I know he doesn't. He's about to give you some type of rebuttal, but I agree with that. I rock with it.
My only rebuttal is that the other day we was talking about this in our group chat, and we said because you brought up Julius Randle having all-stars, and you and me still don't think he's a star. I don't think Julius is a star, even though he has an all-star.
So what is he?
I told you I don't remember.
I think he's just a star that's bad. Like he fails in the big moments. But other than that, he's a star.
What is a bad
Julius
star?
Randle, that's a bad star.
All right.
That
So
is
look. When we look in the sky at night, all the stars shine bright, shine right.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a
That
star
one
that
that's
don't,
very, very dim that you
if
can
there's,
barely see.
if there's a star that,
The one that you need, a telescope for. That's that bad star. That's Julius Randle. Because you can't sit here and tell me he's just a great role player.
he's
There's
not a
no
role
way.
player. That's why I told you.
So what is he?
If you read the
What's
group,
the difference between a star? So
I
what's the middle between a star and a role player?
I literally said, if you go look, both of y'all go look at the group chat right now. I said I don't know. I said I don't know what bro is. I don't know what he
There's
is.
no between. It's either you're a star, you're either a superstar, a star, or a role player. He's a star. He's just a bad one.
Well, he is a booty butt bun star. How about it?
He's a cheap star.
I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I just can't. I can't say he's a star. But man, we having a good time. But we already over an hour. We can go ahead and head up off this thing. Real quick updates. All right, so I got banned from TikTok Live. All right, just let y'all know. I'm just gonna throw that out there and let y'all know I got banned from TikTok Live. All right, so come to find out, you can't show the NBA games on the live. Now, Jared told me before I started doing this, 'cause at first me and Real just showing our face and we was watching the game. But then I was like, okay, because some people kept saying, show the screen, show the screen, show the screen. So I was like, bet, let me do that. And then somebody said, look, during commercials, do not show the commercials because you can get banned. I said, cool. Kind of makes sense. Extra advertisement makes sense. So then I flip the camera whenever it's on commercial, right? But to go back on the game, I flip the camera back. Jared told me that people got in trouble for live streaming pay-per-views. I'm like, the NBA is not a pay-per-view. You don't got to pay to watch the NBA playoffs. Like everybody can watch the NBA playoffs on ABC, it's on ESPN. Like you don't have to pay for it, right? But clearly you can't show it on live. So I'm banned till May 31st. All right, right now it's May 28th. All right, 3 more days. I'm still locked up. 3 more days. I will be out. All right, 3 more days.
Here we
And
go.
I'll
We'll be back for the finals. Back for the finals.
back for the facts. Facts.
Back
We'll
for
be
the
back for the,
finals.
and we're gonna come back bigger than ever because we got another jersey giveaway we're gonna do during the NBA finals. Real revealed that a couple days ago, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till the NBA finals to find out what day it is. We don't know what day it's gonna be. We don't know how long
Think
these
June
series are gonna
7th.
go.
June
Think
5th.
they said June 7th.
It's guaranteed regardless of how the series go.
No, June 5th. June 5th, regardless.
5th?
Yeah.
Regardless. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's one of the dates. Yeah,
All
it's
right. June
regardless.
5th, we'll be doing a jersey reveal. So if you got me on TikTok, it's at the bottom of the screen. Y'all make sure y'all join the live on June 5th for the NBA Finals. Most likely going to be the Thunder and the Pacers, but we going to see. All right. And also go check out my Instagram and my Facebook as well. And that's it from the Straight to the Point podcast featuring your boy J Best, Jarek, and Real. Much love. Y'all stay blessed. We out.